Bitcoin ETFs launched yesterday, and by some accounts, it was the world's biggest success. By others' account, it was the world's worst flop. We're going to come in and tell you what we think, and also, is an Ethereum ETF around the corner? Time to discover crypto.
Capital flight is coming to the United States. The dollar is going to zero.
And that's what makes Bitcoin so special.
You have to have gone through a couple cycles to understand.
Once the price is able to clear this level, the breakout is on its way.
This is your indication to jump in now.
Welcome, everybody. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Today is Friday. What a week for Bitcoin, Josh, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's got you choking, jumping down below about 45K now, but altcoins are absolutely smoking the market today, just outpacing Bitcoin by a mile. Ethereum up about 2%, and you got a lot of green coming up in the last 24 hours. But, it feels good to have this week over. There was a lot of stress. I think everybody's, feeling a little wonky from that market manipulation. So maybe go get a nice little massage this weekend. Turn off that phone, get away from Twitter, and just kind of let the markets do what they're going to do over the weekend. But it is green. It's starting to look good. Altcoins are here. We're starting to see that money flow into crypto. And we're, of course, going to cover that all today.
Yeah, no, we see Bitcoin taking a little bit of a tumble on the 24-hour chart here. It looks like we are now down to 5.9%. You can see just a fresh move to the downside, everybody. So Bitcoin heading to a little bit lower territory. We're now touching the 44,000 range. But, people are coming in on both sides. Was this a success? Was it a failure? Regarding the ETF, I want to share this tweet here because Rand had a hot take.
Woo.
Bitcoin ETF first day was terribly unsuccessful. So was it terrible at being unsuccessful? But anyways, most people are reporting that 4.5 billion was traded. They're not analyzing the data. And Rand brings up a good point. Total trade was 4.6 billion, but Grayscale Bitcoin Trust was 50% of that with 2.3. And these were the majority of the sales here were the 2.3 billion were outflows, were sales due to the higher fees and the old Bitcoin being locked up. Therefore, the real numbers were close to approximately zero new inflows. But there's another side to this coin here, and it's a guest of the show, Eric Balchunas, or friend of the channel here. Lots of people sending me this tweet. On one hand, if the outflows were big, he's right. It was a net neutral day for Bitcoin buy-sell ETFs. On the other hand, terribly huge success by all metrics, volume, number of trades, flows, media coverage. It was a smashing success, historically speaking here. And that was despite limited platform availability. Just relax and look at this as a multi-year process. Josh, where do you come in on this?
Yeah, Rand, just give us at least 72 hours next time before you stomp on everybody's parade for the ETF approval. But this comes into, this is what you expect. I mean, it's not like the announcement and the approval of this ETF was just going to flip on every single boomers and person that hates crypto's kind of mind onto buying this asset. So a lot of the trade that took place yesterday was from people that are already within this industry. And so we're going to see this roll out over time, probably over the next year, as not only are financial advisors now being prepped, I'm sure they've been being prepped for months at this point, but the thing I'm focusing on really is going to be that Bitcoin halving. That is going to be probably the prime time for the marketing coming from these financial advisors, whether it's from BlackRock. Of course, it's not going to be Vanguard, which we'll get down to today. But the underlying philosophy, which we are going to cover with Vanguard, is the same principles and values that a lot of these older, investors have. These more seasoned investors, I guess you would say, even though they've been wrong about Bitcoin for 10 years. So it's going to take time to see that inflow come in. No matter what, though, this was a huge step for crypto, and this just showed us the legitimacy that Bitcoin does have, and it's officially announced as that commodity truly through the SEC with this filing. So, I would have to be on Eric's side here. I think it was a huge success for the markets. Another huge success, though, was the 500,000 followers that we hit today on Instagram. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys so much for everything you guys have been doing. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for turning on those post notifications. We are going to blow past 1 million this year. And I'm just excited for everybody to be on this journey with us.
Maybe even change the name one day. All right. We also have some ETH ETF news, and we have a little bit of a clip that we want to show you. Is an Ethereum ETF around the corner? This is something I've been saying since last year. ETH ETF, all the attention is going to go to Bitcoin ETFs, but what are the whales going to be doing in the background? What's BlackRock going to be doing in the background? I predict they're making moves towards an Ethereum ETF, and it looks like an interview dropped this morning maybe adding a little bit of weight to my thesis here. Yes, Padrino, dinner with D's and Cat. Are we bringing the fiancés?
We're bringing the fiancés. We're bringing the fiancés. I got to introduce her to everybody.
So that means we can't go to Waffle House and get like the steak and eggs.
No, I was gonna buy him like one of those frozen steaks from Walmart for like $8.99.
I'll take a Hungry Jack.
We're gonna have a nice dinner. We're gonna get used to Atlanta, and we're gonna have a great time. I don't know where we're going, so you're gonna have to choose that.
But we'll let the ladies pick. But speaking of Hungry Jack, BlackRock, more like it. BlackRock is hungry for an ETF. Larry Fink dropped some alpha today. I got a little clip here that I tweeted out here. If you want to help out the channel, also make sure you help retweet this. Let's get people aware of the BlackRock CEO take on an Ethereum ETF, because people haven't really reported on this. You can't even find this clip on YouTube. I had to find this from Panamax here.
Audio's not coming over?
Audio. Okay, I think I have to sign it.
You can reenact it if you need to.
I can reenact it. Essentially, will Gary Gensler have to approve an Ethereum ETF? Then we skip ahead a little bit. I see value in having an Ethereum ETF. Remember, their ETF approval rate now 576 to 1. BlackRock definitely knows what they're doing when it comes to getting approvals for these ETFs. Now, BlackRock, Larry Fink saying, I see value in having an Ethereum ETF. Should we take that at face value?
Well,
I'm just speaking randomly. Oh, I guess I see a little bit of value in Ethereum ETF. Or is that code for we're all hands on deck? We are definitely launching an Ethereum ETF.
I think we can't take that for granted at all. They're going to pursue this. BlackRock, guys, we've been analyzing them for years, since 2021 when they first started investing into Bitcoin miners. When we first started seeing them start going after the infrastructure of the entire crypto industry with the miners, with point of sale systems. This is like Lightning Network with Jack Mallers, who has an insane price prediction we're going to get to and sometime in this video. But we saw them come into this market years and years and years ago. And while he was calling this industry a money laundering index, it's good for criminals. It has no value, right? Same thing Jamie Dimon was saying. The entire time they were accumulating on the back end and trying to FUD retail out. So they were in this for years at this point. They're making money off all ends. They manage USDC stablecoins reserves. They invested in a Circle, which is now going to IPO this year. They have their hands in every single person's pockets in this industry. So I think it's only a matter of time for an Ethereum-based ETF. I don't know if that's going to be soon. I don't know if that's going to be towards the end of the year. I have listened to, I think it was both Eric and James who have said they want to expect that for quite a few months, if not towards the end of 2024. And then past that, I believe you interviewed him and asked him if there was going to be another altcoin after that. But he said that is going to be probably a pretty far out projection, correct?
Yeah, and speaking of far out projections, we have ETH is just really dominating the scene lately with the ETH Bitcoin trading pair. I do want to share this real quick. This is a trend line dating back to 2015 that I pointed out. I'm sorry, 2016. You can see that's when ETH first blasted against a little Bitcoin resistance, came down, blasted through it, turned it into support, kind of played around with it there, turned it into resistance, and then just to cut to today, you can see here we are playing with these levels. We wicked down below briefly, and now I predict this will just continue. If I had to guess, I think we might do a little bit of a retest, and then I think it's going to be up into the race.
I got a question for you here, and actually chat. So let me know in the comments everything what your guys' thoughts are on this. I've never been the person that's been on the side of an ETH flippening, but do you believe Ethereum will take that king position off Bitcoin one day and actually flip that market value?
A lot of people say that. I do not think that's going to happen. I think as more and more people get into crypto, right now it's the degens, okay? It's the people all right, watching, I'm talking to you right now. You probably like a little bit of gambling, right? You like a little bit of risk. You like a little bit of volatility. You're probably into a little bit of collecting. As Bitcoin reaches this global network range where 80% of people are using it, 90% of people are using it, they're not going to be as degen as us. So I wouldn't expect too much of any kind of wild swings.
I agree perfectly with that.
All right. Now, I actually accidentally erased one of the articles. So maybe you go into the first article here.
First article we have, I was following you as well. We have spot Bitcoin ETF trading volume breaks above $4 billion on the first day. So we already kind of touched on this.
But it's a failure.
The volume here, guys, it is coming in. There is lots of trades. There is exposure. And in fact, it outpaced 95%, I believe, of all brand new products on the exchange over the last year. So within the last 365 days. So there is this value to Bitcoin that people want to attach themselves to. They want to pick these up. But initial trading volume points to an optimistic future, guys, here for Bitcoin itself, which has held steady despite many claiming the approval to be a sell the news event. Now, this might be a little preemptive of an article because we are down to 44,000 right here. But the newly approved 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs amassed over $4 billion in trading volume on their first day, with Grayscale, BlackRock, Fidelity investments accounting for the majority of the volume. We have, I want to scroll down because it's kind of a repetition here. The two ETFs here recorded 942 million and 628 million. So BlackRock almost did $1 billion in the first day, and Fidelity followed up with over $500 million within the first 24 hours. And again, that has to be a win by anybody's books. And they're going to start marketing these products as we move forward into 2024.
But remember, there's people who said it was a failure. Let me go ahead and just throw a bunch of cold water on that theory here. And, I'm talking about Rand's theory. And I like Rand. I think Crypto Banter, one of the better channels in all of YouTube when it comes to crypto content. But he is wrong by calling it a failure. And the numbers just kind of speak to the facts here. It's a net zero. Oh, we have all these flows here, but all this grayscale Bitcoin is getting sold. So, you see 4 billion, you see 5 billion. The real number is nothing. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. And let me point to this fact that Coinbase.
There is a really quick prediction in this too from Standard Chartered Bank, which is $50 to $100 billion is expected to flood into Bitcoin during 2024. So even if we only had, like Rand's saying, even if that meant nothing in the first 24 hours, we're expecting $100 billion by the end of the year from some of these institutions.
All right. Let's see. Go ahead. Hit that like button, everybody. Get these likes up. All right. Here's why I think it's not accurate. Coinbase records $7.7 billion in Bitcoin sales on ETF launch day. An important note, this isn't through the app. This is through over the counter. This is whales trading Bitcoin, and so they don't impact the price target. Because someone wanting to sell it, they can't sell $1 billion without dumping the price. Someone wants to buy Bitcoin, they can't buy $1 billion without pumping the price. And so you get two whales, they shake hands, and then you end up not impacting the markets as much. $7 billion left Coinbase's desk today. Is $7.7 billion trading volume, the second highest in history, linked to the approval of the spot ETFs. Mm-hmm. Armstrong views this as a monumental step, highlighting the legitimization of cryptocurrencies and the potential influx of new capital. We scroll down here, second highest level in history, very pivotal point here. Believed to be connected with the approvals of the ETFs. Reached 52 billion, the highest since March 21, 2023. That's when a lot of Bitcoin was exiting the markets. And so now we have a lot of Bitcoin entering the markets, or, for the hodlers here. And the approval of the multiple ETFs sparked widespread interest. We said the quote right there. So $7 billion OTC. I'm feeling like that's bullish for me.
I definitely am. And I think, that can lead us perfectly into, before we get to the FUD articles that are going to be based around a lot of what Rand was saying. We do have Tim joining us live, guys. So if we can do a round of applause in the chat here. Tim, are you going to be using my laptop? Okay,
round
no worries. So I'm going to be switching out in real time. Clap. You guys will see me back in about 10 minutes here. Tim's going to be taking over TA with you guys.
Ooh, little TA Tim. Tim, are you in a trade? I need to check my trade. I did a little scalp here.
I'm about to be in a trade.
I got to do my Gmail login and all that. So
don't share my screen while I sign in either.
So
he's
signing in.
One of us has to entertain the people while we...
what are you signing into? TradingView? Your
TradingView, and we're going to get into high blocks too. We got some stuff to look at with liquidations.
Okay, so we get the Predator Vision today. Yeah. Okay, we get to see where basically the liquidation map is going to say, where are they trying to hunt you out? Where are they trying to stop you out? Where are they trying to steal your Bitcoin is one way of looking at it. And so Tim's going to tell you the targets that they're looking at, and you're going to want to come in a little bit above or a little bit below these targets to make sure you don't end up as cannon fodder for these, AI traders, institutional traders, quant traders.
Yeah, we gotta get this. Do my screen have to stay this squeezed, Nick, for it to be seen?
I think so.
Okay, well, we're going to do it.
We're squeezing it now.
We're going to squeeze it.
All right, if you have an issue, go big, move it around, hit the button that's not there, then go small again. Yeah. I have to do it with CoinGecko.
I can go bigger. Okay.
Tim's a big guy for you.
Let's see what we can do.
For you.
Well, I can get... Yeah, I think we're good right here. This will work. This will work for me. All right, we're dropping. I don't know if you guys were talking about prices. If you guys have been watching Investing Bros, though, this is what we were talking about. I said I'm about to enter a trade. I have a trade, a market order right now for $44,418 on Bitcoin. So we are very close. On Cardano, I have like 56 cents. I think that one might be even. But yeah, so close on that one. AVAX, I have 37 cents even. Now, I'm nowhere close on my Ethereum one. My Ethereum open, I do have somewhere closer down here, and there's a reason why, but down here towards 25.75. So Ethereum popping off today. I put a tweet out earlier. Smart people are holding Ethereum this morning. It is going insane. Bitcoin dominance down below 52%. Let's go out to a larger time frame where it looks more significant here. Down to 52%. Could keep dropping. Keep an eye on lower down towards 51, almost even pretty much. Maybe, yeah, pretty much right there below 51. Take a look, DZ, at the ETH over Bitcoin chart. Going nuts right now. Breaking resistance. We've not been this high since all the way back in October when we were just starting that drop off. So Ethereum is looking really good, climbing really, really well. I told you, though, I wanted to take a look at high block and tell you guys why I have some of those levels. There is a chance that especially when it comes to Bitcoin, that I'm choosing a little too high. We could get down to 42. Let's take a look at the 7-day here on Bitcoin. You guys, let's see. I'm going to squeeze this over. I guess something happened. What the heck? I don't know what is happening now, but
you're just a big boy.
All right, we're good. Boy. We're good here. Right here. So we're coming down here. There's a yellow target down towards 44,250. I never like to buy that exact bottom. Also, exchanges are all over the place. But we do have some lighting up green, light green, borderline yellow liquidations coming in down here towards $42,000. When you head back over to the charts, if they'll load for us, and you zoom out here on Bitcoin, got to get back to my chart over here. Let's take a look here. Oscillators are dropping, but we still have room to go. Lux Algo oscillator right here. I love using this. We have a bearish momentum dot. The money flow is negative. We're below that trend line, so we could reverse at any moment here, but we also could keep dropping. And check out where we have some liquidations down here on the hourly, all the way down here towards 42,300. Are we going that low? We could. I had two different marks here. I told everyone a couple of days ago, keep an eye on. The first one, we're literally hitting as we speak, the 42.4. I think that means I am now entered into my trade. We'll see how that one goes. The second level that could get really juicy is here at 42.5. And let me also show you, without all of the noise, without the indicators, there's also a long-term trend line of support at that level. If we were to drop that far, we could bounce off of. The fact that we do have those liquidations below us are going to scare some people. Someone asked me even today in the membership chat, they were saying, Tim, aren't you concerned now that we're dropping that this means 50K is not happening? Well, guys, we still have some heavy liquidations up above us, up towards 50K. We have even more above 55K. This is actually a perfect storm. Whether we stop at 44 or whether we come down to 42, perfect storm for the whales and institutions like BlackRock to take advantage of the fear in the retail investors' brains, buy some more Bitcoin, because what are they just need to acquire more and more and more and more. And they are going to use situations like this to scare you out. I'm not surprised with this dip, but I'm still bullish. I do not think the top is in. And I don't know if you guys have covered this already, DZ. Did you see a tweet from Mr. Jim Cramer this morning saying massive top in?
Yeah. So and I saw a tweet said, what a difference 24 hours makes, because he was just bearish, then bullish, or bullish, then bearish. He's flip-flopping pretty quickly there. I did jump in on a scalp long. We're in profit right now. If you want to just share my screen real quick here. And so I jumped in while Tim was talking. I'm going to keep an eye out on this, because I might go ahead and just move this into take profit already.
Yeah.
And just scalp it, everybody, because right now things are pretty volatile. Tim, how are any of these alts? So if we go to my screen real quick, I want to just point out, what do we have for the big movers today? We have SWE. What did I tell everybody I'm buying yesterday, Nick? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
It's freaking SWE.
Did you do it?
Yes, I bought SWE. I bought SWE on Coinbase. I got luck. Guys, I'm not going to say I predicted, if you followed me, you're winning again. But if you followed me, you're winning again. I got lucky this time, picking the top winner. I don't know how I had managed to pull this one off. It felt like the narrative was there, and then it felt like there was going to be some attention there. The real reason, I'm working on a SWE video, so I was like, all right, well, let me go ahead and get some little action in here, so I can go ahead, move it to the wallet, blah blah blah. Market bought on Coinbase yesterday, so hey, we're all feeling good on that one. Go ahead, pat yourself on the back. So SWE has got a lot of moves, 50% for the 1 week. That feels a little toppy to me. I almost want to just, take profit, which is way too early in the market, I feel. But should I take profit? Do we got a correction coming?
No, since October, like almost nothing but up here on the 4-hour chart. Like almost every other chart I've seen I don't look at SWE enough, DZ. There's really not that much, like it's somewhat choppy, but it's just continuing to the upside. Whereas with other projects, you see them spend a longer time frame in the 4 hour going sideways. Definitely exploding to the upside right now. Let's take a look. 4 hour. Let's see what the oscillators are saying. We're definitely over the overextended period here, but they're still climbing the upside. We ignored a bearish red reversal indicator. Let's see what the money flow looks like.
I might put 20% back into stable.
Money flow's flowing upside, but there's also so high it is. Like it's one of those things, like we haven't seen the reversal flash come in telling you it's the top is in, but it's like you don't know the top is in. Like you won't see the flashes until the actual bottom's out. But right now, SWE still looking good. Again, overextended, yes. Slight bearish divergence on the daily chart, yes, but what doesn't have bearish divergence at this point on the daily chart? That's part of the game when you're at these more, I don't want to say parabolic because this wasn't parabolic, but extreme rallies we've had over the last 3 months. You're going to get multiple levels of bearish divergence before the top actually settles in. I would almost say don't FOMO into a SWE long if you're not in one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to buy a top gainer usually. You see a 20%, it's beating all the other coins. Typically, it's a recipe for a correction. Just be a little bit careful out there. All right, we have bonks down, render beams down. If you do want to get a long-term hold, that's probably not terrible. I would say beam is down for the week, so that's probably not a terrible purchase right there. But any other alts you want to share before we pass it back to Josh?
Well, I was going to say, when it comes to Ethereum, still watching, we're rallying right now pretty aggressively. We got up above 27. We're dropped a little bit here. Take a look at the liquidations levels where they are. Yeah, you can see all on my screen. We have heavy liquidations as low as 25.60. So that's why I have a buy-in somewhere around 25.70. Again, I never like to try to pinpoint the exact bottom because that's how you miss by dollars or cents. And that's the worst feeling in the world. So I always go a little higher, but I have a pretty good conviction that Ethereum should be dipping at some point, but could take off to the upside. I've seen estimates, if you go to the charts and you look at Fibonacci levels, let's go on Ethereum, and I'll kind of close up with this. Don't want to take up too much more of the time, but Ethereum is beginning to be a runaway train, and I want to keep an eye out for the golden pocket. Of course, Bitcoin just here a little bit ago touched its golden pocket. For Ethereum, might not be far behind with a golden pocket up here above 3,000, pushing a little closer towards 3,400, 32 also. And guess what that level is? That's those highs we had back in March of 2022, or is that 2022 or 2020? Yeah, 2022, which is where Bitcoin just surpassed the other day. So could we see Ethereum do a Bitcoin type move here? I think all the things on the charts on Ethereum, all the things on ETH over Bitcoin, the momentum of the news that's coming in for Ethereum, we could be pretty explosive here.
All right. Well, Tim, always a great time. We're about to jump into our guest here on the call-in. And Tim, are you in a trade right now? What are you in?
This dip just entered me, I think, in a lot of my trade setups.
Okay. All right. I will say this. The reason I market bought, I'll just share this real quick. I put in a limit order right here, if we can share my screen, because it came in, it was actually right above these wicks.
Yeah.
And it didn't hit. It didn't hit. You can see how close it was. I was literally
what's the bottom?
It was 5622. And so that's about as close as you can get. I had a
I don't know if I
order.
entered into ADA either.
Well, it didn't hit, and I felt the FOMO, so I just put in a buy order right there. I just market bought instead of because the 522
Here's what I will
hit.
say before I leave. I know we have the guests coming on, but here's something that happens with these bottoms quite frequently. We might come back down and double bottom again. That actually happens.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking
you
to
come
scalp
down, you
and
dip.
take
A lot of
profit.
people freak out. They buy higher, and then the price turns right around and goes right back to the same level. If you got in, you got in a good level still. But I think we might retouch it, maybe even drop a little bit lower.
Yeah, I'll be looking to take profit on this very, very quickly. So, all
right, see you guys.
Maybe even minutes. All right, we got a special guest now, Josh. I'll let you cue it up if you like. Here, we got your ears on.
Oh, well, the ears are on. I will put the headphones in though.
I'm gonna get my ears lowered tomorrow. All right. Yes, segment here. How are we doing? And Nick, do you want to set this up for us here?
Yeah. So, folks, this is channel sponsor Decrypted.tax, and is not Tim Warren. I'm going to change his name right now.
No, it's not Tim Warren. We got Ernest from Decrypted.
His name is Ernest Lee. There he is.
Decrypted.tax joining us here today. Because, guys, the one thing you need to pay attention to in chat is stop skipping out on tax day. Okay? They're going to come for you. They're going to get you. And you got to pay attention to that.
This is the most important segment of your crypto life right now. I'm not kidding.
All right. Well, Ernest, before we get into the weeds and the specifics of cryptocurrency and, tax and the compliance and what everybody should do, how they can check out your product, I do want to get your 2 cents on about a 30-year-old IRS story. And that is the Church of Scientology having all their members join forces and threaten to sue the IRS. I think they even got thousands of, people got some paperwork started to that effect. Scientology Church, they immediately stepped back from, IRS immediately stepped back from pursuing the Church of Scientology. Is there anything we could do like that in crypto? Is there any, can a meme token, can the Doge community say, you know what, you're not going to tax our Doge, let's all threaten to sue the IRS? Will there ever be a day where cryptocurrency degens unite to fight the IRS?
I'm very sorry to say that there will not be a day where you fight the IRS. But not that way anyway. The best day to fight the IRS is to prepare in advance. I mean, that's your best defense, is to be prepared, have proper guidance, whether it be us or someone else. Just make sure you have proper guidance. Be proactive about your taxes, file them as accurately as possible, and plan. Tax planning is 30% of the game.
Planning is 30% of the game. Someone in the chat, Shake and Bake, pay your taxes. They got Al Capone. Al Capone did not plan was it the Chicago enforcers coming after him? What are some of the best ways to plan? Is it just, do it quarterly, check it weekly, maybe make some adjustments? Should you peel back regularly like you're a contract worker?
Quarterly estimates are very good for an active trader. But honestly, most traders, most individuals who are trading crypto just need to make sure they're planning between January and March of the year. You really want to be on top of your taxes. You want to get filed early. There is no statistics that says that you get audited more or less if you file early, late, extend. It doesn't make a difference. But that being said, you want to make sure you're filing early because you want to make sure that you have the information gathered up now, so that when you do file, you're not running a fire drill. You're not making any mistakes along the way.
All right. Well, making no mistakes along the way. There's been a competency issue across America. I think that's fair to say. You just saw it with the airplane door days ago. Well, IRS just increased their hiring tremendously. 87,000 agents. Do you have any thoughts on the efficacy of these agents, this new class of hires? I don't want to get into DEI or anything like that, but I mean, was it too many agents too soon? Are there any concerns about their efficiency?
There are concerns about the number of agents. I mean, the 80-some thousand agents that was in the last bill, whether they actually hire those agents and hire competent agents to do the job. I'm all for them hiring competent individuals. I mean, I deal with the IRS all the time, and I deal with some very competent individuals that understand what we're doing. And they ordinarily we get correspondence audits regularly, and correspondence audits just mean that they're just checking in. They're just kind of putting a feeler out there to make sure that things are kosher, and you have someone responding to their questions quickly. And the important thing is to respond to those questions as soon as you get them in, so that they don't feel like they now have something. If you're not responding, then they step up their game, and that's when you get in trouble.
I have a really, I think an important question for chat that they may not know, but from, just advisors I've talked to and tax consultants, when you invest, like let's say an initial investment, and you put $1,000 into a crypto, if that crypto were to go up to $2,000 and I pull out that initial 1K, is that initial investment going to be taxed based off capital gains, or are you able to pull out that initial and move it into another investment without having to pay taxes?
You're gonna pay a gain on that, whether it's a short term or a long term capital gain. You're gonna pay a gain on that. If you're just ordinary, like you said, just trading like that, you're going to pay a gain on 50% of your crypto that you purchased, and you'd have a gain of 500 on that example.
Gotcha. So for anybody that's trading consistently, what are your thoughts for people that are trading like 1,000 times per day? I'm not going to say 1,000, but they're constantly in and out of long positions, they're out in and out of short positions. what's the best way to approach taxes moving into the season if I'm a day trader that's constantly making new and closing open and just doing everything, just all over the place with charts?
If you're a day trader, we should be doing quarterly estimates. You should estimate your profits either quarterly or internally. You should be estimating your profits monthly so that you can properly plan a cash flow. You would hate to be in a position where you have to make a quarterly payment. You end up having to sell crypto you're waiting on to come back, and that's one of the things. Appropriate tax planning is very important.
And what about the users that are using decentralized exchanges and they're trying to get a runaround? They're sending money to some random wallet that's not connected to anything, then moving that to another exchange that may not be KYC'd, and then they're making a million trades within that random non-KYC'd exchange. Are they going to be caught later on? And should they be, actually telling the IRS that they were doing this all along? Or is there kind of this moral gray area there?
There's not a moral gray area. You should be telling the IRS you're doing it all along. You should be properly planning. I don't know how many clients I get in that are running the end gun, like you said, they're doing the runaround, and at the end of the day, they're losing money as a result of their poor tax planning. And the best tax planning is with a professional, like I said, whether it be us or someone else, who's properly advising you to take your information, make sure you're properly copying all your information to a spreadsheet or one of the different tax aggregation softwares that are out there. That's the important thing. Monthly basis, quarterly basis, depending on how many trades you're doing, getting good advice. And it doesn't have to be constant advice. It can be advice just, hey, you need to do send me your spreadsheets one time. Let me look at them. Let me see what you're doing. Okay, yeah, this looks good. Or you need to tweak it here. You need to tweak it there.
All right. Well, you have a little bit of a track record of going against the IRS as well. Can you just speak on that? How many times have you fought the IRS, just roughly speaking?
Oh, dozens.
Nice.
I mean, when I say fought the IRS, I fought the IRS half a dozen times. But ordinarily, it doesn't require fighting the IRS. Yes, I've had some interesting things with the IRS through the years. I had a case where someone hadn't filed in 6 to 8 years, and they were into tax that was more than they were worth at the time. And I sat for a week fighting that. That taxpayer ended up getting his tax bill somewhere between $3,500,000 down to about $200,000, and getting credit for the money it spent. We can also get I can make a phone call and get an abatement of penalties, just on a good faith basis. Now, interest is a hard thing to fight. You can't get an abatement of interest. So if you do owe money, the important thing is to pay that money. And if you pay too much because you estimated wrong, we can work on getting that back.
All right, chat. They have a couple questions about unrealized tax gains. What's your advice for unrealized gains?
Unrealized gains are not gains, and so there's no mark to market like you would have if you were a pattern day trader or something in stocks. Unrealized gains, until you receive the money, you have no amount realized. But the important thing to remember with all of this is Section 61 of the Internal Revenue Code: income is income from any source derived.
All right.
Well, you hear that, Elizabeth Warren? You are not touching my millions in unrealized gains. I'm just kidding here, because that's a huge talking point here. But it's been an absolute pleasure having you on today. Guys, if you haven't already, check out Decrypted Tax in the link in the description below. And seriously, I think we asked every important question. The reason why we're asking these is because these are the questions I get on TikTok Live, as we get in these streams, is like, do I have to pay this? Guys, stop trying to avoid the government. Stop trying to avoid paying your taxes, because if not, they will come for you and they will get you. So absolute pleasure. Ernest, where can they find you? Where they can? What's the best website? Obviously, it's going to be Decrypted, which is in the link below. But are you on social media? And what do you recommend just for followers?
We're building our social media right now. The best way to contact us is through the website, decrypted.tax. You can schedule a free consultation. There's no charge to speak to me or any of my guys. We do a 1 hour free consultation just to talk it through, see if it's a good fit. And then you can book your services through the website. We can gather information through the website. It works pretty well. We've leveraged technology to make it as painless as possible.
Well, yeah, there is now no excuse. It is absolutely free, guys. So go check out Ernest. Go check out Decrypted Crypto. Our tax in the link in the description below. And again, Ernest, absolute pleasure having you on today.
Thank you.
All right, always a good time. And a $2 super chat from Official D. Larone vlogs. IRS, not a government agency. They're a third party. I like that. Well,
that's let's be real. Like any 3-letter agency, they're not gonna be a part of that. Or no. Okay, sure. Yeah, they're definitely benefiting the retailer on that one.
We do have some FUD when it comes to the ETF news, though, and it's Vanguard. There's an exodus for Vanguard. In fact, Scott Melker, Wolf of Wall Street's got boycott Vanguard trending for a second. Investment giant lambasted for Bitcoin censorship. They were not allowing their customers to buy the Bitcoin exchange traded products here. It sparked a wave of backlash and revelations of a more shadowy operations at the company. Working on transferring my assets out of there, and then I'll close my account. Terrible business decision, Sam Callahan said to his 24,000 followers. Another collector said, I have 8 years worth of 401k savings at Vanguard for my employee ship at Google. I'm rolling these over to Fidelity. Did you have any thoughts on this?
My thoughts are kind of like it's just as expected. The reason why Vanguard decided not to pursue the Bitcoin ETFs and offer that to their clients is just baseline philosophical beliefs. And, if you guys don't know, Jack Bogle, this is going to be one of those like Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett. Yeah, Warren Buffett type figures. It's just, they're traditional. They're old school. He developed the index funds in 1975. So this new shiny object that everybody's all hyped up on, I think it's just kind of the classic move from BlackRock to say, hey, we're about to launch that next successful project, and we're going to be that new modern age Vanguard and really be the top player in this industry, which they already have been for the last few years, but have definitely taken kind of a pullback through their ESG. So it was as expected, and I think they're going to maybe change their mind as they see a lot of boycotting take place.
We have to address the elephant in the room. Do you know what a pineapple is now?
Yeah, I do know what the upside pineapple is now. It took a while, but once I typed in on Google, I quickly understood.
After the fifth person knocked on his door.
Yeah, now...
You joke.
Yeah, I signed up for a few weird websites, and
He's going to be at a RV camp for a week.
I don't feel safe.
He doesn't feel safe.
Yeah, I'm going to summer camp, guys.
Well, I'll tell you why I don't feel safe. There's some more FUD. And this is actually the scariest thing I've read in a while. And ETFs, might be... No. Miner outflow surges to a 6-year high. The Bitcoin miners hit a 6-year high for the amount of Bitcoin that has left their wallets there. And so the metric is demonstrated by the outflow from the mining pool wallets. We haven't seen it this toppy since August 2017, just a few months before the previous top there. The prospect of the massive inflows, inflows to the Bitcoin market as a result pushed the price higher. Bitcoin skyrocketed over 49K for the first time in almost 2 years. This is a little scary, Josh. 6-year high for miner selling. To me, this feels like it's maybe a pretty strong correction, a 20-30% correction in the cards here.
Definitely, and this goes actually. I'm going to show another chart here to make it a little bit easier to make sense for people that might be newer to crypto. This is just one of those like pre-indicators that we will be seeing a correction here, maybe in February or March, or maybe we're starting to pull back and see that now. We are at that 44,000. And so there's a lot of people saying, oh, buy the rumor, sell the news. And then they're getting trashed on Twitter because we went up to 49K. Now we're back down 10%. So where is this moving? Well, another sign of this as miners are selling off is Bitcoin dropping in value and then large caps in your altcoins starting to pump. And of course, what did we see today? We saw as Bitcoin was dropping to 44, it's almost at 44,000. Ethereum touched $2,700 and your altcoins have been moving. You have SUI, Optimism, Arbitrum, Aptos, your layer 2s, your layer 1s, all starting to scale today. And that just follows this history of money here. You see that large cap fled in the mid caps, back to small coins, back into Bitcoin, which traditionally will fall back right into fiat. And it's the flow of money in this market. So seeing miners sell off, I'd have to say, yeah, it's definitely kind of wild to see that they're selling this off at, a 6-year high. But it's as expected. And the Bitcoin halving is just right around the corner. And it would make more sense for them to do it now Then in June, after the rewards are cut in half and more or less, we start seeing a lot more volume take place moving into the summer. So yeah, I'm kind of expecting that pullback. It's been a massive amount of gains over the last month, 2 months, 3 months. And I think everybody believes we are due for a healthy correction. Will we get it? Will we not get it? I don't know. That's the question here.
When everybody expects it, that's when we don't get it. Bob from accounting, hashtag learn the hard way. Well, we have Elizabeth Warren. She had a couple thoughts on the ETF matter here. I wonder what her facial expression was like when she learned about the Bitcoin ETF. I wonder if we could only just imagine Elizabeth Warren's facial expression. I hate it. She said, this is actually from the article. SEC is wrong on the law approving Bitcoin ETFs. In the first day, she took to X to express her dissent. The SEC is wrong on the law and wrong on the policy with respect to the ETF decision. If the SEC is going to let crypto burrow even deeper into our financial system, nice persuasion word right there, burrow, because that's what cockroaches do. If the SEC is going to let crypto burrow even deeper into our financial system, then it's more urgent than ever that crypto follow basic anti-money laundering rules. This is just basically her trying to push her Digital Asset AML Act, reintroduced in October, now has the support of 19 senators, 17 Democrats, and 2 rhinos there. And these comments come on the heel of several lawmakers expressed the rare praise for the SEC after the agency announced the approval there. Yeah, Elizabeth Warren, she's going to hate this. She's not going to like it. She has to carry water for the big banks. But Balaji had some talks as well. You actually listened to some of that talk. What was Balaji saying? He's equating the ETF to FDR's gold seizure?
Yeah, was this from I think this was another interview with him as well, because the FDR's historical gold seizure is wild. The part of the talk I was listening to was just from Lex Friedman, so I haven't read this article just yet. But Balaji, if you guys don't know, he is the ex-CTO of Coinbase. He's also a master venture in the Web3 industry. And I follow a lot of decentralized science, and I think it was yesterday or earlier this morning. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday that was released. He shouted out Longevity, Invited Out, and Molecule, which are some of the biggest players in that category, saying, hey, this is that future here. So he's been saying a lot of kind of crazy predictions and takes on these markets moving into the future. So, from this interview here, equating it to the actual historical gold seizure, I haven't. If you have the highlighted, do you want to go through the highlights?
1935, just kind of a little history here. The U.S. government orchestrated gold confiscation, reinforcing the centric financial control of the asset there. Balaji points out this incident as a landmark in the chronicle of centralized financial dominion, and he observes that the endorsement of the ETF is a radical divergence from the centralized fiscal regime, paving the way for decentralized digital currencies. Essentially just saying the government expressing any kind of love for something that takes away centralized control is just a rare move considering what they've done in the past with gold. So they restricted real gold, but now they're kind of loosening up the rules on digital gold.
I'm going to have to say I honestly would disagree with this thoughts. I agree with him on this is one very, very smart person. This is one of the smartest people in the industry.
He does come in a little bit bullish on his bias.
Yeah, definitely. And from this, I look at the spot Bitcoin ETF as kind of the death or the obituary of decentralization in the crypto industry. Yeah, it might make it more decentralized from traditional sectors of decentralization, but now giving that control, giving up these keys, if they truly start seeing the most of the volume and inflow of retailers and purchases through these ETF funds, no one's going to actually control any of their own crypto. They're going to be entrusting, once again, a middleman third party who owns collectively every single miner and infrastructure play in the crypto industry. That to me is just like, okay, we're immediately going against that decentralization narrative. As soon as we were like, yeah, pump our bags, BlackRock, take our keys. We want you to, come into this industry. So I'm going to be a little bit different on that perspective here. But is it bullish overall? Yes, obviously.
Speaking of pumping bags, let's pump a blowfin bag now. If we look at my trade, still slightly in profit, still just going to watch it there for a bit. I mean, if we go down break even, I might just go ahead and close this thing. But we're about to do a $500 blowfin giveaway, correct, Nick?
Yes.
All right. You want to give the details on that? This is going to be for the best trader.
Yeah. So basically, whoever. Wait. You got it, Josh?
You're good. If your mic's on, I just didn't see you pop up.
Yeah, my mic is on. I'm not going to turn my camera on because I don't really know what I'm doing right now. So basically,
he's shirtless, y'all. Man.
Yeah, go to the Discover Crypto Twitter page. I might be able to do it. There I am. Go to the Discover Crypto Twitter page. You're going to see all the details on how to enter the Blowfin giveaway. Basically, if you have the best P&L and you hashtag and at Blowfin and Discover Crypto, and you post your P&L, on X, it's not Twitter anymore. You are the person who has the best at the end of the week. They get $500 sent to their futures account. So it's pretty rad.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. And yeah, just you got to have that UID so we can determine that it's you for real, not a Photoshop photo. That would be bad. All right, crypto market reaction to the CPI. CPI came in hot for December. We saw a 3.4% rise, and I think we're expecting a 3.3. So this came in 0.1% above expectations. Year over year, CPI is up 3.9%. This is going to be the cost of all goods minus rent or housing and gas. Shelter and gas are not in the index right there. And so they expected 3.2 year over year and 0.1 month over month here. So we're coming in pretty high.
Yeah, it's showing that it's sticky. And this is kind of as expected. You have Bank of America now saying, hey, we're probably going to see a pivot from the Feds in March. They have some pretty crazy, predictions on that pivot coming way earlier than most economists actually anticipate. But this plays into that narrative of having that pullback sometime between February and March, where markets, if you guys didn't know, when we start to pivot in these markets, that traditionally sees some red days within that market on stocks that might flow back over. That's where a lot of your analysts are like, hey, this might be a good opportunity to buy the things that you've been waiting for, that you've been sidelined for. And is exactly why BRICS is coming out and being like, the dollar must die. I don't know if you pulled up the next article already.
Yes. BRICS says dollar must die for the sake of the global economy. So the U.S. dollar's main competitor says the dollar must die. It must die. Yeah, that won't cause any, huge volatility.
I don't think they're biased at all.
Yeah, that won't lead to mass starvation or anything. The BRICS block a beacon of emerging global influence, charting a course to disrupt the current status quo. And they have a movement to dethrone the U.S. dollar's dominance in the global economy. The strategy, rooted in the quest for equilibrium, heralds a new era in the international financial landscape. So it's rooted in the quest for equilibrium, but the dollar must die. That doesn't seem like there's an equilibrium there.
It kind of just feels like that narrative is finally starting to fade out. That was a huge talking point of 2023, and I will show something insane in just a second for the Discord for the winner of this week's Blowfin giveaway. But yeah, guys, the BRICS narrative is like kind of just a very, very, I won't even give it a light of day. The US dollar is still used for global trade. Over 95% of the trade, or I think it might be 90%. Then it goes to the euro. Then it goes to yuan. BRICS is still so early. This isn't something that happens at the snap of a finger where you just get the downfall of the US dollar and then everything collapses. And by the way, guys, if the dollar were to collapse, everybody in this chat right now, me and DZ, we'd be fighting over the deer outside because everything would be going, it would be Hunger Games. This would be not the same world. Nobody would care about Bitcoin. We'd be caring about surviving at this point. So, my thoughts on BRICS are just like, it's going to be an alternative currency. That is capitalism. There's going to be plenty. There was one developed in the late 1970s or 80s as well. Didn't really, end up being anything. That's kind of my expectation here. So we'll see how it rolls out over the next 10, 20, 30 years. But what is taking place today, what actually has significant gains, what isn't dying or collapsing, is going to be this MENA USDT perpetual, which is up 1,793%. So shout out to our boy here, Moon Lambo. It's Blowfin.
He is the winner today.
Peg. Moon Lambo is the winner. Okay, so Lambo, Elon, shout out to you, man. Absolutely phenomenal trade here. And guys, if you guys want to enter these, again, you can. I don't know. This might be a dollar trade. He might have done this with $100. He might be rich now, and maybe he'll be the next sponsor for Discover Crypto here. But guys, if you want to enter these $500 giveaways, we'll be doing these every single week, every single Friday. So make sure you guys go check it out. And I did pull up the Twitter. I think in one of these tweets, I'll pull it up again. Yeah, right here. If you guys want to know how to enter it, go to the Discover Crypto Twitter channel. We're killing it. Almost at 2,300 followers now. It is pinned to the profile, so you can see how to partake in that. The link will be in the description for all of you guys down below. We also have another giveaway just for everybody that's a part of the YouTube, all of our dedicated viewers. We do $100 also every single Friday to some random person that is commenting on these YouTube videos. It can't be just a random comment. You need to be like, talk about something that happened in that episode. But if you guys want to enter that as well, make sure you guys are commenting down below to enter that. We'll be choosing a winner every single Friday live on stream with you guys. So thank you so much for all of the just
all the love, all the support. Thank you. We're just trying to give it back here to you.
Almost
folks.
Got to the finish line there.
All right. Well, speaking of the finish line, Microsoft just emerged past the finish line. It's the largest company in the world, but not the largest asset in the world. Microsoft, largest company in the world, kind of battling at stock open right now with Apple. They're saying decisively claim the title. It is not that decisive, with the shares climbing approximately, a decisive 1%. The valuation soared, and it nudged past Apple. Is it nudging? Is it decisive? Is it 1%? Make up your mind. Article over here. Josh brought up a pretty good website. Do you have it on yours? I'll let you break it down. All right, so we actually pulled up.
Reload the ad.
You might need to even refresh here. All right, so number 1, we have gold.
Number 2, we got Apple. We got Microsoft kind of creeping up here. And that title that came from this previous article, they are battling each other right now. It is 2.882 and 2.891. So these markets are shifting back and forth, battling for it. But Microsoft obviously in the green a lot more today, looking like taking that number 2 spot, officially taking over Apple there. What's really important though, and what I want to show you guys here is how small, this is one of the best websites. It's called companiesmarketcap.com, assets by market cap. But this really puts into perspective how early we are to the crypto markets. This is just extremely bullish in my opinion. Bitcoin is sitting at number 10, right? So you have gold, Apple, Microsoft, Saudi Aramco, Alphabet, Amazon, Nvidia, Silver, Meta, then Bitcoin. Bitcoin is smaller than multiple different companies. We are smaller than the market cap of Facebook. We're smaller than the market cap of Nvidia. We're smaller than the market cap of Amazon. And then of course, after Bitcoin drops off, guys, you can maybe add that 800 billion on top of Bitcoin, right about a 1.8 trillion dollar market cap. We are like competing with Apple and Microsoft in terms of, actually, no, sorry, those are way higher. Google is what we'd be compared ourselves to. So the entire crypto market is the same size as one company, and that is Google here. That's not even a top 4 company. That is how early we are into this industry. People project that Bitcoin will overtake that gold market cap one day. It might be in 5 years, it might be in 10 years, it might be in 20 years. But that is a $13 trillion market cap. You know what that means for the rest of altcoins in this industry and the space and the growth overall? We are disgustingly early to this, and the ETF approval and these first steps towards that kind of mass global adoption is just getting started. And
all right, let's do some DZ quick back of the napkin math here. All right, so you see Bitcoin coming in $900 billion market cap, and you see gold $13 trillion market cap. So that gives us about a 15x for Bitcoin to reach gold. And if we were to do about a 15x to $45,000, roughly back of the napkin math, $675,000 Bitcoin, 700K Bitcoin if we reach gold's market cap. Now, that's with more coins, so it'd be in a little bit lower. So let's just say 600K. But I say that feels pretty good. But what doesn't feel good is BitGet rumors, insolvency. That's fine. The executive is saying, hey, these are just rumors. The funds are safe. He should have said SAFU.
He should have said SAFU. Or, you know,
I don't know. That was a missed opportunity. Missed
opportunity. Although that might have scared people even more. You know, if he played the CZ card, they'd be like, oh, well, the DOJ is going to get him. You know, we're done here. But yeah, they're coming out saying that they're safe. So, you know, but guys, get your crypto off exchanges. If you still have your crypto on exchanges and you're not, you know, trading, what are you doing? Go get yourself an Arculus card. Get yourself a hardware wallet. We have the Trust wallet in the, you know, the link in the description. At least the hot wallet. You know, do something that just gets it off those exchanges.
And it looks like it came from a lot of chatter from Crypto. We love Crypto. Very, very nice guy. And a lot of it was saying he had some issues. Kindly reach out to me to clear up any misunderstandings. So then it looks like they DM'd him there. So if this is a real person, it could be fake. No, that one looks real. That's followed by a lot of people. All right, I would say that's probably real. All right, Ethereum linked coins take the lead as the altcoin market rallies. ENS has been pumping. We saw that on the number 2 or number 3 of the top gainers right here. I would say check out the Solana name service, FIDA. Maybe a little arbitrage opportunity there. So yeah, we're having some nice alt gains as well. And speaking of alts, Neer Foundation. Did you see this?
Neer's been popping off. You said bearish. Oh, so yeah, for the 40% layoff, right?
Yeah, for the layoffs.
Neer, like the sentiment on it on Twitter and just overall on social media, I've been seeing everybody talk about Neer over the last few weeks at this point. It's kind of been a heavy hitter here. But Neer Foundation announces 40% workforce reduction affecting marketing, business development, and community teams. Now, the biggest part of this I want to talk about is the affecting marketing side of this. Guys, as someone that's been in this industry for multiple cycles, I sold a marketing agency. Ultimately, this is the most beneficial part to any of these ecosystems. And I know you guys understand this because a lot of you in this chat, you guys might be utility maxis, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? You might think that utility, cross-border systems, ISO, whatever it is, that is actually what matters in the value of a token. But then you get like Solana, and you get these crazy cheap NFTs that causes that entire system to go viral. And a lot of that has to do with the marketing, how they interact on Twitter, how they're just, engagement farming, how they're, incentivizing people to develop on those ecosystems. And so it is a very important key figure that you want to watch too when you are laying off part of that marketing division.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? It's a bear market, but we are kind of coming out. If I would have read that 8 months ago, I wouldn't feel as bad if I read it today. I would not say that's a great sign, though.
There's also the argument like Elon Musk cut 75% of Twitter's workforce.
Yeah, maybe there's the ineffective workers.
Maybe it's like they're just trimming the fat, but
yeah,
bad layoff,
Yeah, I mean, it does sound bad. You hear that. You usually want them hiring, though, not firing.
True.
But I do agree with your point. Elon kind of changed that narrative with the 75% layoffs, 80%. Hedera, HBAR, and Algo forging an alliance for crypto recovery. Groundbreaking collaboration here. So it's the HBAR Foundation, Algorand Foundation, united forces to address the challenges of decentralized wallet recovery. And so they got a newly formed alliance looking at decentralized recovery protocol. To me,
they missed out on an opportunity here. It's DREC, so they should have put direct. I think that would have been funny. That would have been a good play on words.
Better there. The centerpiece, the protocol pioneering approach to managing the assets here, automatic confirmations to guarantee that helpers retain shares of secrets. You got to be careful because this is a slippery slope into biometric data.
Yeah, how is this supposed to work? Like with blockchain? You just
on a blockchain. Yeah, it still seems because that's what I'm saying. It goes into what you're scanning my iris, or now are we asking the same type of questions that a bank would ask, like the street I grew up on.
I can see them
what's on a data that's what's on a public database.
Maybe like a ZK rollup to where like your seed phrase is in a ZK rollup and they have it, but
they can't look at it. But then it's always like, 2 years later, someone cracks the code.
Yeah, and it goes right here. I found it and it says users can recover their secrets with the assistance of these trusted entities. So there's that keyword.
Yep.
Ensuring security without any single party having complete access to the information. So again, trusted entities, that just the underlying complete opposite of the overall ethos of crypto. So
but the trusted entities, friends are businesses.
Oh, good.
BlackRock.
That's how they're going to try to get it. All right, we have some bad news for XRP. Good news for Solana. The Hong Kong Global Large Cryptocurrency Top 5 Index here is the Hong Kong Virtual Asset Rating Agency. They're going to remove XRP from its top 5 index. XRP is no longer in there because Solana has since flipped XRP as the 5th largest cryptocurrency and briefly crossed even BNB before the trend cooled. On the other hand, XRP market cap 32 billion, Solana market cap 42 billion. So XRP $10 billion less. So it's no longer on that top 5 index. I don't think this is as big a deal as S&P 500. You drop from 499 to 502. That's going to kill you. This I don't think it's too much of a percentage of the buys.
A really quick tip here for anybody that's like new to crypto, or maybe you just don't know this. Something I really like to do, which I would categorize better than that like top 5 index from Hong Kong here, is simply going to just CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, and clicking on the 24-hour volume. You'll see that like Solana is always up there in the top ones with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Arbitrum, though, what I like really finding is the ones that are like 36 in terms of the overall market cap out of the top 100, outpacing XRP, outpacing BNB, outpacing Ethereum Classic. So Solana, it makes sense that it's up there, right? It's like number 6 on this list in terms of volume. Which will really translate over to the activity and development on that network. So Arbitrum here, 36. You also have, I think you're going to make one. How do we pronounce this? Okay. I'm not involved in this ecosystem. We got some grammar police in the chat here today. Be like, oh, their pronunciation. I'm not here for that. SUI. Is it SUI?
I say SUI.
SUI. Okay. So is there a correct way to say that?
I don't know. That's a good point.
It's just what I want, right? Because I'm going to make money with it. That's the whole purpose here. That's the only part I care about here. So yeah, we got that at number 61 though. Not too far behind. This is number 61 in that top 100. Again, with that volume metric here. So again, Solana absolutely kind of just destroying it in terms of volume.
If you watch Deliverance, it's pronounced Sui.
Oh God.
Sorry to put that imagery in a lot of people's minds there. Sorry, Nick, to do that to you. We do have a Helium upgrade here, anti-SIM swap breakthrough. They're saying this is going to malicious actors exploit vulnerabilities to gain access to SIM cards here. And it looks like they may have a solution. This initiative reflects a broader shift towards user security here. And it looks like they're taking steps towards mitigating the risks with SIM swap attacks here. I don't know the exact details there, but if true, that's going to be pretty big. People would get pretty excited about that.
I have Helium Mobile on my Solana phone.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
I'm so glad I didn't buy those helium miners, low-key, though. 2021.
Yeah,
I was
me
so close. I almost executed. I was going to spend like $15,000 on those things. And then like ended up like, I think someone here still hasn't received their miners. And I just saw so many things happen. I was like,
Poly Market, me and Josh might do some with Poly Market today. Poly Market reaches insane figures amid the Bitcoin ETF hype. This is where you can go and you can bet on stuff. You can bet on who's going to be the president in November, who's going to win March Madness. Will the ETF be approved in January? Will it be approved in March? And use Polygon to do it. And it did $6 million in volume, higher than OpenSea over a 24-hour period. So Poly Market beating OpenSea as far as revenue there. Good job, Poly Market. Good job, Sandeep. You just keep building a pretty good product here.
Yeah, we're going to be using that for, we got a pretty cool announcement coming out here, guys. You're going to see a new show that's only exclusively on Twitter with me and DZ here.
What?
Where we're doing a lot of reactions and stuff to just U.S. politics overall, because if you guys didn't know this, politics just flow right into crypto. We got to pay attention to what's happening with the legislation and making sure that we know the candidates that we're pushing in are pro-crypto. But we are going to be probably placing some bets for fun. It's all for fun. It is straight gambling.
Who do you bet on? Who do you bet on winning in November? You can type in the chat. We won't get into a whole debate here because that would just totally derail the show. But who will win in
Comment
November?
on the video your pick.
2024.
Don't do it in chat.
It's going to be fun time. It's going to be fun time. But we also got... you got another?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, we also got meme coins here rallying. So this goes back to that money flow chart that we were talking about earlier. So this kind of just pounds right back into Bitcoin's now at 44K. Meme coins rallying is that last factor of money flowing in crypto. It goes from Bitcoin, Ethereum, large caps, mid caps, meme coins, Pepe, Shiba, and Bonk all rally post Bitcoin ETF approval. So seeing a lot of that momentum, seeing a lot of rallies over the coming days. And this is that traditional effect of that flow of money from the large holders and the people that are now in profit for the first time. There's like 91%. When you're at 48K Bitcoin, 91% of people holding are in profit. And so those people take profits and flow it into higher risk assets.
And speaking of alts, to check in on my alt trade, still in the green slightly, but dang if the market makers aren't playing with me. Look how close it wicked to my take profit, and look how close it wicked to my stop loss there. Still in the green. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out because wow, if that wasn't close. Other side post remastered the trailer after the co-founder got pissed. It did look like crap. Let's go ahead and share. This is one of those sites where I can't highlight it. It'll just jump straight to the tweet here. It looked like crap. I don't think we're going to listen to the sound here, but look at the frame rate. Look how bad that frame rate is. Very, very bad frame rate. Well, turns out it was a rendering issue. I guess some intern or something. The people who made this video were not in charge of uploading it. You could tell. Not sure why OpenSea team still hasn't said anything, but this pisses me off. So I looked into it. In the game, 60 frames per second looks great. And it looks like they had an issue rendering the T's for X. They should have waited to get it rendered right, in my opinion. It won't happen again. And then they re-released it. It looks a lot better. Then we're seeing a little NFTs trading activity surging a little bit from a bear market year, 2022. So
it's down 10,000%, but we're up 166 for the day.
Yeah. So it's still way, way down from a 2021 peak.
I want to fade just in the entire ape ecosystem. I don't know. They have so much money backing them now. It's going to be hard for them. I mean, they could fail. They could just ultimately fail, but you have so many celebrities as soon as that gets any hype again.
Could be the next big crypto IPO.
That would be insane. That's a prediction there. That needs to be on Poly Markets.
They have a pretty good, that would be a good one. They have a pretty high valuation given what the investors came in at. Probably you got to reduce that valuation if it was to trade today. Still very high valuation. But folks, that's all the articles we got for today. We're going to do a little Q&A after the show here.
We do have a winner.
Yeah, and we do have a winner for the giveaway in the comments from last week. So guys, remember, you want to be commenting on these videos. You want to be smashing that like button. You want those notifications on because we do have a shout out here to, let me pull up the image here, Crispy Creps 10 from 2 days ago. Again, the more you comment on these videos, obviously you can only enter once per video. We have a tracker for this. But you can comment on all 5 that week, and it'll increase your chances to win that $100. But Crispy Creps 10 said, "Decentralized AI for the win. The thought of Microsoft and Lizardman Gates scaly fingers in the AI buy genuinely terrifies me." He actually won this week's $100. So shout out to you again. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for the love, guys. Make sure you guys are commenting down below so that way you guys enter that. And of course, check out the link in the bio and description as well for Blowfin, and head over to Twitter to see how you can enter the $500 giveaway. So shout out to you guys for all the amazing exposure here. Let's go ahead and take some Q&A, though. If you guys got a question you want us to look into, we have how high do you think MENA can go in 2025? Would it outperform XRP? I don't think it's very hard to outperform XRP. And I don't mean that in a mean way, guys. Check this out. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you live here. What was it? You got something, Nick?
I said I mean it in a mean.
You mean in the I mean it in the most critical, messed up way possible. But guys, MENA is a $1.3 billion market cap. XRP is $32 billion. This is 30 times smaller than XRP itself. And it's another smart contract ecosystem that's it's definitely more scalable in a lot of different ways. That's where you have to realize supply, demand, and market cap. Market cap does matter. If somebody tells you that market cap doesn't matter and they go, oh, we got a bot here. We got another bot. He doesn't understand what he holds. He doesn't understand market cap. He doesn't understand that, there's going to be a $30,000 Fed buyback. Look, guys, we got to be realistic here. Out of those two, I'd have to say MENA has a way higher chance of outperforming XRP by a ton in the next bull run. The other factor here is looking at what hit all-time highs last bull run. With XRP, it's been 6 years, guys. I used to be an XRP maximalist. It's literally been 6 years since we've hit all-time highs. So I would love to see $2 this bull run. But of course, yeah, again, MENA, I think, could outperform that. And of course, guys, head to BitLab now, guys, if you want. If you guys checked out our Discord, we have a huge announcement coming out Monday. I share tons of exclusive content in our Discover Crypto BitLab Discord, where I do my watch list. So you can get my Hong Kong watch list. I believe Hong Kong is going to issue ETFs. There's going to be another Chinese token narrative for projects that are based out of Shanghai or Hong Kong. We made a list. We also have the D-side list and everything within that Discord. And we do have a member stream only, guys, here in 10 minutes. So you guys, if you're not members already and, subscribed to the channel or signed up for those YouTube memberships, I will be doing Q&A with you guys as well in about 10 minutes after the show.
All right. Well, that's all we got. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. And we'll see you in the future.
See you guys soon.